What's going on YouTube? Hayden back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we'll be looking at Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as XRP to Bitcoin. As always, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications. Otherwise, in today's episode, we will be looking at a few things. Obviously, yesterday I was talking about is Litecoin a good thing to hold into 2019? And yes, I do think it was. I felt like I didn't get my point across. Some people are commenting that. But yes, I do think Litecoin is something to hold on to in 2019. Otherwise, in today's episode, like you saw in the title, a lot of people and a lot of YouTubers are talking about this thing called a Litecoin halving. And for those beginners and people who are unaware of what the Litecoin halving is, I wanted to make this video to basically help all of you understand what exactly this Litecoin halving is. Otherwise, we will be doing some technical analysis. Obviously, I'll go into Litecoin a little more in depth, Ethereum as well as XRP. And I know a lot of you guys yesterday were commenting like, oh, you're doing too little time spent on Litecoin. Well, the only reason I'm spending a little less time on Litecoin in the past previous videos is because we're seeing a very stable market right now, which I guess I can get into pretty in depth today to help flatter all of you guys. But otherwise, let's jump into today's episode. I'm on the coin market cap right now. And like I said, compared to yesterday, we're pretty much seeing a very stable market. You can see the market cap is only 209, 24-hour volume is 9.5, and a Bitcoin dominance of 53.7. So we're really not seeing much change at all compared to the past couple of days, which I'm about to show you on the technical analysis. You can see the Bitcoin dominance yesterday was 53.6%. Now it's 53.7. Pretty much the same exact 24-hour volume, 9.5 billion, and then a market cap of 209.4, which was almost identical to yesterday. So we're really seeing a lot of consolidation, a lot of sideways trading, same prices, you know, neutral in that aspect, a lot of leveling out, getting ready for something big to happen. You can see Bitcoin is 64.80, practically the same price that it was yesterday at 0.08%. Really not seeing much movement at all, which is to me a good sign. It basically means something is about to happen, something is about to change within the market. You can see most of the market, out of the top 10 coins, only 4 out of the 10 are down, but majority of the market, we're not seeing much movement at all, not even like 1% moves. Only Monero seems to be down 1%, but otherwise we're seeing 0.2, 0.07, 0.2, 0.9, 0.6, really not much movement, not a percent of change, which is very, very, very odd for cryptocurrency. XRP at 0.24 at 45 cents, Ethereum at 203, then Litecoin's at 52.17. So literally like a 7-cent fluctuation compared to yesterday. So it's very odd, very taboo that we're seeing such sideways trading, such sideways movement. So we're definitely going to go a little more in depth when I do the technical analysis part. But moving on to the article that I have for you guys. So yes, a lot of YouTubers are starting to talk about this Litecoin halving. I know Charlie Lee has mentioned it in a few tweets, and I wanted to go a little bit more in depth with you guys as to what exactly this Litecoin halving is. Now, hopefully, if you guys have been in the market for quite some time, you've heard about the Bitcoin halving that we've had. We heard about Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin Gold. There was a lot of Bitcoin Diamond, a lot of these altcoins that have came to market due to halvings and other certain events that have taken place to lead to that. And it's definitely had a huge impact on the market and the current prices, and I've definitely seen a lot of fluctuation in reaction to it. So I'm on a website called xbt.net, and this was basically posted by XBT Network, and I have this article right here basically saying when is the next Litecoin halving, and it basically explains in really good terms what exactly a Litecoin halving is for those of you who are beginners. So it says halving is a term common among cryptocurrency miners. So basically there's a whole other aspect or other side to cryptocurrency. Yes, you guys can trade cryptocurrency, but there's a whole other side to it that most people don't know about, something called mining. Mining is basically a way to mine and create this currency, take it out of blockchains, and basically it's a big mathematical process, very long to get into, so you could definitely just Google what is Bitcoin mining and you'll get that answer. And basically it says the process sees the reduction of mining rewards of cryptocurrencies slashed by 50%. Litecoin, which runs on the same base code as Bitcoin, has its mining rewards every 4 years. The next halving of the Litecoin network is expected to take place August 5th, 2019. So pretty much in a little over a year, a little less than a year actually. Below are the statistics miners need to keep in mind before the next halving. So there's a total Litecoin circulation of 57,767,000 in circulation. The total amounts that have been ever produced is only 84 million. So you can see we're fairly close, you know, to say we're at 60 million right now and there's 84 million total. There's only about 24 million left to mine. So the percentage of total mine was 68%. The total Litecoins left to mine is 26 million. The total left to mine until the next block half, the halving, is 5.2. The reward drop is around August 6th of 2019. They have the time there too. So it's pretty important for those of you who, you know, are on the other side where the miners are, basically in terms of how much they get rewarded to spend and use their computers and their electricity to mine up the coins. But it's also important for those of you who trade the cryptocurrency and hold on to it because it could influence the price pretty well. So it says the first ever Litecoin halving took place August 25th of 2015 when the network reached 840,000 blocks, which takes roughly 4 years to reach. When Litecoin reaches 840 blocks, Litecoin halved its rewards for mining and began rewarding miners 25 coins rather than the original 50 coins for solving a block. So when one person mined a coin, they were rewarded 50 coins, then they halved it and they were getting 15. So you can assume that the next half is going to do that again. So when they were first mining it, when the first halving took place, Litecoin was only $3 a coin, and you can see how much more it is right now. So I believe it says the current price is $51. So there's a big difference from $3 a coin to $50 a coin, and how much profitable that can be when you get, you know, rewarded 50 coins or 25 coins at $50 a piece. You know, 50 times 50, you can do the math. It's a lot of money. So then it says that after the halving, Litecoin Foundation explains that the halving process isn't expected to happen only once, but the process will be repeated every 4 years like Bitcoin. So the reason for this Litecoin halving to take place, the high cost specializing mining equipment and constantly electricity bills miners incur, one would think that the halving reward would stop miners from mining the consequently reduce the mining difficulty of the digital asset. So basically, they need special technology and computer, you know, software to mine this Litecoin. And when prices get too much every year, you know, they upgrade their software and their electricity and their equipment. Their prices might outweigh the actual cost it is to get the reward. So if their reward is, you know, let's say $5,000, but it costs them $4,900 to mine it all, it might not be profitable for them to keep doing it. So this is what they're referring to. So it then says, some analysts have predicted that Litecoin would record significant growth after it halves its block rewards again, while others see the coin declining. However, there's no cutout way to actually predict what will happen after Litecoin halves its blocks in 2019, but we know that Litecoin will continue to be used after the process. So yeah, that's the big conspiracy right now that we're kind of trying to figure out, is whether or not this halving is going to be, you know, beneficial for the market, or if it's going to be a negative or a, you know, a downer, depressant for the market as a whole. So we're really trying to figure that out. Obviously, there's plenty of months left in the year to go before we see that halving, but it's something to think about. And obviously, I would like to hear you guys' feedback, so do make sure to leave some comments below about your opinion on that. Otherwise, let's move on to Litecoin on the 4-hour. I want to just pull up the relative strength index. As you guys can see, we have a 44 on the relative strength index, so you can see we're kind of, you know, trading sideways for the most part. Let's just look at Litecoin on the daily before we look at the 4-hour really quick. I just want to see how many days. It's very odd, and that's what I thought I saw on the 4-hour, but it was a little bit harder to see. There's some sort of downtrend forming on Litecoin on the daily and I guess the 4-hour. You can see how, you know, stable this price is. We're seeing very little price action and price movement right now. You can see now on the 4-hour, when we move over, you can see where that line is that I drew pretty much clarifies where that trend line was. So you can see we're pretty much coming to an end right now. Actually, we may have a couple more hours before we break the bottom of this downtrend, small descending triangle right here. But you can see fairly, for the most part, it's very constrained. It's very tightly wound and tightly bound in between this channel right now. So it's very interesting. When we see the sideways movement and not much fluctuation, it has the intent to see some sort of, very, very, very strong move, whether it's a bullish move that breaks us up, above $55 into the $57 region, or whether it's a bearish move that can, crash us below $45. So we're definitely going to have to pay close attention. I'm leaning more towards a bullish move in the advent because we are below the high-low MMA on the 4-hour, and we're also trading fairly sideways on both the daily and the 4-hour for Litecoin. So with all that being said, I am very, very, very strongly anticipating some sort of movement fairly soon within the next couple of days. That goes for, Bitcoin, Ethereum, the rest of the market. You can see Bitcoin, even more so than Litecoin on the daily, is pretty much flatlined at exactly 50, with the fact that we've had such a long time. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 days now of just conservative sideways trading. We're not seeing any volume at all into the market, which is actually quite interesting. Pretty much sideways trading. Something is going to happen. We haven't seen much of this sideways movement in quite some time. You can compare it to, previous days where we've seen such, vigorous movement. You can see right now it's pretty much just flatlined, and that raises a red flag to me, because we are anticipating some sort of very, very, very high-strung movement that could be very good and healthy for people, or very, very, very bad and negative. So we're definitely going to have to pay close attention to that. We're not really seeing many, formations right now. It's just sideways movement, so it's really a hit or miss right now. The fact that we are hanging out at the 50 on the, on the relative strength index. The only thing that would tell me that we could potentially break up is because we've seen it in the past, and the fact that we're below that high-low middle moving average. So there is more, I'd say a 70-30% chance that we break bullish from this. Lastly, Ethereum, you can see I did draw a descending triangle similar to Litecoin on Ethereum on its 4-hour. You can see that downtrend that's in play right now. Seems like yesterday or this morning we saw a bullish move within Ethereum. That is very interesting too, because not only did we shoot right up and retest the high-low middle moving average, but we then retraced right back down and are currently below that downtrend. So that to me signifies that this downtrend is holding fairly strong, and also that this support is holding fairly strong. So we should just see some sideways movement, some funneling down into the bottom of this descending triangle, and then we could see a nice little pop that holds very strong, bringing us back up to around 203, that high-low middle moving average. And then lastly, for Dave C and his buddies who love XRP, not to tease or anything, you guys can see there is some sort of ascending triangle forming on XRP, trying to draw some lines of resistance and support, obviously, to figure out what exactly is going on right now. Very interesting. So you can see we do have this ascending triangle forming right here. We are getting so sandwiched not only between the resistance, but also this red band right here. You can see we're holding very well onto this ascending triangle, but usually we tend to break bearish in cryptocurrency from ascending triangles. So it's very possible we could see a reversal downwards, but the fact that we're hanging out on the upside for quite some time and we're not hanging out on the bottom, it makes me think that because the price has finally caught up to the uptrend, it gives me more certainty that we could break bullish from this and then, shoot up and retest the top of this resistance right here, kind of where the previous, double top was. So that's pretty much going to sum up the episode for today, guys. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up if you like the content and want to see more, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's episode. Peace.